Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far. This video's gonna be a doozy. We have to talk about it. Okay, so because I have been such a big advocate for NaNoWriMo, and it's been a staple video-wise every year for my AuthorTube careerness. It's always been a thing where I post, and it's October now, where I'd usually be posting my Preptober videos and getting giddy with excitement. It feels warranted to address NaNoWriMo. I don't want to, but I also want to, and so we're doing it. Great. Okay, so, trigger warning before we begin. Abuse of minors will be discussed. I don't know how much, but it will be. So, cool. Let's get into it. This is not like a, just to rehash the scandal kind of video. This is not necessarily to give my opinion on, per se. I mean, I'll talk about what I'm feeling, but that's not really what this is for. It's not a judgment video, it's not anything. And it's not really a discussion video, although, obviously I'm not gonna ban comments. If you have things to say, you can say them. I may or may not attend to them, not gonna lie. I just don't know that I have I don't have a lot of capacity for conflict, in general, and then, especially surrounding this issue as a minor who may have had some experiences. It's a touchy subject. So, the comments are open, but, don't be offended if I don't respond to you. I typically respond to my comments, but this video may not. Anyway, we're moving on. You get it. So, basically this is just a video of me working through kind of how I feel and, what I'm doing with my life, and it's also, sort of just an explanation, because I usually post a lot of NaNoWriMo videos in October and November, and so for people who have been on my channel for a while, you might be like, it's October, where are the Preptober videos? So this is my explanation, I say, as if I have an explanation. I don't. This is really me just verbally processing, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So let me start with the recap. This is where the trigger warning applies. Cool. Let's get into it. If you don't know, brief recap. Last November, during NaNoWriMo, some people came forward, spoke out, and let it be known that there had been some abuse of minors on forums, and that they had tried to reach out to people in NaNoWriMo, and that they'd been put off, and that nothing had changed. And then there was a big hullabaloo about it, and people were quitting NaNoWriMo, and it was this whole thing in the middle of NaNoWriMo last year, which was very stressful for me, partly because content of the scandal, stressful, scary, sad, and also partly because I was, within my writing community, I was the Nano coach, because I love NaNoWriMo. I love the, write 50 words in November, the community globally coming together. I love NaNoWriMo. So, I took all that excitement, and I formed this little niche in my writing community for other writers who wanted to do NaNoWriMo, where I was, giving them encouragement and motivation and, social media, templates and things, so that we could all do NaNoWriMo together within our writing community. So, as a NaNoWriMo coach, when the scandal happened, they were all looking at me what are we doing? So, I spent several days doing a lot of research into the forums, into Reddit threads, into wherever I could find information on the scandal. I couldn't find, like, a lot. I mean, there were a lot of threads, but I couldn't find a lot of, like, concrete receipts, I guess. So it was a lot of, like, he said, she said, except over here they tried to keep receipts, but, like, when I was reading through it, there weren't a lot of receipts. Anyway, so it was me doing a lot of, like, scouring the internet, trying to figure out what was going on, and being a little freaked out and also a little stressed, and then also, like, really overwhelmed by everyone quitting NaNoWriMo. Like, really overwhelmed. It's just not my nature to cancel on people. So that was really stressful for me. I understood the reasoning behind it, but it was still really stressful. So anyway, I tried to mitigate that chaos in November. And then once we got through that storm, I didn't know what was going to happen moving forward. I didn't know if any of the hedgies would want, that's my writing community, would want to do any more NaNoWriMos. And so kind of, like, reached out to them months later. During one of the camp nanos, one of the hedgies posted they were doing it, and then I was like, okay, well, now we have to talk about it. I've been avoiding talking about it, but now we have to talk about it. So then I just asked them, like, what are we feeling? Do we want to do NaNoWriMo anymore within the writing community? And the overwhelming answer was no, which is totally fair. So we transitioned away from NaNoWriMo in my writing community, and we started making our own things. So, like, in September, we, like, did 2 weeks of what we dubbed the Quillen Cup 15. So we were writing for 15 minutes every day, or resting for 15 minutes every day, and, like, such like. So that was a 2-week challenge we did in September, and it was really lovely. And so, yeah, we've transitioned away from NaNoWriMo specifically, and then we're just doing different fun challenges throughout the year within our writing community. So, yeah, we're about to kick off our second one, which is going to be just the character work, which is going to be fun. So, yeah, anyway, that's not the point, really. But the point was just that we were shifting away from NaNoWriMo. Like, within the writing community. But I still didn't know what I was doing personally. Like, am I shifting away from NaNoWriMo? I still don't know the answer to that question. I don't know, you guys. Yeah, so basically where I'm at is that, like, I feel like I am very much in the minority, especially within my writing community, because they're all on the boycott train. And I also feel partially within the writing community, partially just the writing community at large, everybody, you know, not just within mine. I feel a lot of judgment and a lot of, like, virtue signaling. A lot of, like, well, if you don't boycott NaNoWriMo, you are a terrible person and you condone abuse of minors and you suck. And that really bothers me a lot. So that's part of why I've been avoiding talking about NaNoWriMo, why I didn't address it within my community, and then also, like, didn't say anything on YouTube or on my social medias or, like, anything at all, because I know that my answer is not, let's just cancel NaNoWriMo, which is everybody else's answer. And so I feel like I know that I will get backlash because of that, and so I just didn't want to deal with it, because conflict, which is not really my thing. But personally, when everything was going down, I was reading everything that I could find about the situation, because I was the Nano coach, and so I needed to be informed so I could make an informed decision for the writers that I was, you know, coaching. So I was reading, like, every article that people would send me, every thread on the forums, every thread on Reddit, every thread anywhere on the internet. I was reading everything about what was going down last November. And what I felt reading everything was that something terrible happened, and people tried to speak up and do something about it, and the people that they were talking to did not respond in a timely fashion. But when the scandal, like, blew up in November, I felt, as a third party who wasn't actually involved, I felt like the board's response was legitimate, and I felt like they dealt with it, and that it was professionally done, and I was not offended by NaNoWriMo. Offended maybe by the people who had been reached out to and hadn't done anything about it, but I wasn't offended by the organization as a whole. So at that point, I wasn't on the let's not do NaNoWriMo train. I was heartbroken for the kids involved. I was frustrated with the people who were frustrated that no one was doing anything. But yeah, no, by the end of November, after, like, everything had blown up and then the board had responded and, like, all the different things had happened, I was not on a cancel NaNoWriMo train. Almost everyone I knew was, very vehemently and very, judgingly, but I was not. It's just not my nature. That's just not how I am. I'm a very, like, see the best in people, forgiveness, second chances, let's learn from this and do better next time kind of person, and not a, like, well, I'll just quit on you because you made a terrible mistake. It's just not the way I roll. So anyway, I wasn't on a cancel NaNoWriMo train. But I didn't really want to talk about that because everyone around me was on a canceled NaNoWriMo train, so I was just like, I'll just keep it to myself. But if I'm keeping it to myself, I can't really participate in NaNoWriMo because that would be, you know, not keeping it to myself. That would be inviting the censure of these people. So, yeah, anyway, I was avoiding it and I wasn't talking about it, but also I was like, if I want to do NaNoWriMo, I have to talk about it. And so I was just, like, in this spiraling space in my head for months. And then, obviously I haven't done anything about it. I haven't been doing Preptober or anything. Like, it's only the 4th, but I haven't. Excuse me. And now that we have the new challenges going in the writing community, which I am coaching, I wasn't sure if I would have the capacity to, like, do NaNoWriMo and also do our challenges, which are not like NaNoWriMo per se, but, like, can I do 2 challenges at once? Probably not. Anyway, I don't know. In September for our Quillen Cup 15, I just had, like, I was in survival mode. I had no capacity for anything, so I was, like, barely coaching. And I really didn't do the 15, even though I was, like, getting other hedgies to do the 15. Anyway, so I was sort of wrestling with this idea of, like, I don't know that I can do 2 challenges, and I'm committed to coaching whatever challenges we end up doing in Quillen Cup, so I probably can't do NaNoWriMo, and that felt like a more legitimate reason to not do NaNoWriMo for me, versus just, like, not doing it because everyone says I shouldn't do it because apparently I'm a bad person if I do it. Yeah. Anyway, so I was sort of, like, thinking through all of those different things. And then, more recently, NaNoWriMo posted something about AI, which set off people again. Possibly legitimately. I don't know, because I didn't see the original NaNoWriMo post that was offensive. I heard about it, and someone sent me a link, but when I clicked on the link, NaNoWriMo had already edited that page, and like it said, like, our first attempt was worded poorly, so we've redone it, and then it did it. And what I read was not offensive, but apparently what they first posted about AI was very ableist and saying things like, disabled people aren't smart enough to write stories without AI. I don't know. Sounds very bad. It sounded very bad. I didn't see it because it wasn't there when I went to look for it. I was too late to the train to actually see what they posted. But apparently it was very offensive, and a bunch of people quit NaNoWriMo and like removed themselves again. So that happened, what, like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and I just did not even know what to do with that because I didn't see the original post, and then I just was avoiding thinking about and talking about NaNoWriMo because I didn't want to deal with the stress and the conflict and the yuckiness that is surrounding NaNoWriMo. So I still don't know how I feel about the AI thing. Because I didn't see it. I mean, allegedly what they said was terrible. But the part that I saw, because I got to the party late, was not terrible. So I don't know. I was confused. Still confused. I don't know. Anyway, which brings me to what on earth am I doing now? I don't know, you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know. So I'm in this place where I have two thoughts, I think. Probably more than that. But thought one is that it may prove difficult to do 2 challenges, in which case I'll just focus on whatever it is that my writing community does, because that's what I'll be coaching, and it will be writing related. This month it's character work, and then there'll be something writing related in November. Not exactly like NaNoWriMo, but there'll be something. So that's my main thought. My second thing is that I really don't, I'll be honest, I don't bear ill will against NaNoWriMo. I didn't see the AI thing. I believe you all when you said it was terrible. And maybe they were just, covering their track. This decided to close, which meant I talked for like 20 minutes or something, and then it was over it. And I don't know where it stopped, to be perfectly honest. So, what I was saying when it decided to quit on me, was just something about not feeling ill will towards NaNoWriMo as a whole, just towards certain individuals who didn't necessarily do their part to help the minors last year, but not like towards NaNoWriMo. Okay, that's what I was saying. And because of that, I would totally do NaNoWriMo still. But now it's not fun because I feel like I will be burned at the stake for participating. That sounds really dramatic, but that is genuinely how I feel. Because there was just so much negativity and virtue signaling last November when it happened that now I'm just like, eh. And then after the AI thing, which I didn't see, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Yeah. There's like this weirdness of like, if no other humans were involved, I would totally do NaNoWriMo. But because humans are involved, and I think they're judgy, I feel like it's not going to be fun, you know? Usually around this time of year, I am giddy with excitement because I love NaNoWriMo. It's my favorite month-long holiday, which is really 2 months because it's Prottober and NaNoWriMo, and it's like the most fun I have in the entire year of writing. But there's no giddy excitement this year. There's like stress and like, I don't know, it feels selfish to be like focused on the fact that it's no longer fun for me. When there were kids in danger, which feels much more important. Hi. But yeah, but that's my honest feeling though. It's like, I don't know, there's like some level of grief over the fact that like normally this time of year I would be having a blast. And like I'm totally willing to still have a blast, but I'm not feeling the blast because I'm feeling judgment instead. If that makes sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's sort of where I'm at. So the sum of it is, I don't know that I'm doing NaNoWriMo officially, but I want to. And I'm sorry to anyone that offends. I don't intend to be offensive, and I don't intend to make it sound like I don't believe the people who are offended, or that I don't, like, feel their frustration with them, because I do. It's kind of my superpower. I can feel everybody's emotions. Sometimes it gets confusing and I don't feel my own. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the root of it really is just that I don't feel ill will towards NaNoWriMo. I mean, I feel it all around, everywhere, but like me, I don't feel it. So yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if it's because I wasn't like involved in like last year. Obviously I'm never on the forums. I have never used the forums except when I was researching the scandal last year. So I had nothing to do with it. So that might have been part of it. Like there's a detachment there, even though it was, you know, terrible and I did feel bad about it. But there might have been some level of distance because I'm never on the forums, so it wasn't really affecting me or anything. And then with the AI thing, first of all, I didn't see what the original thing was. I just heard about it. And then secondly, like, as an able-bodied person who doesn't really use AI, I just didn't have skin in the game, I guess. Like, I wasn't someone affected by, targeted by whatever that original post was. So I don't know, those might, like, that might be a factor in why I'm not as offended, I guess. I don't really know. I haven't really analyzed it that much. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of rambling at this point, so let's wrap it up or whatever. I think that some of it is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't hate NaNoWriMo. Sorry. But yeah, I think that's just the sum of it. Whether or not I do it, I don't know. But if I don't, it's not because I'm boycotting NaNoWriMo. It's mainly because I don't think I can do both the Quill and Cup various challenges and also an outside challenge. And then secondary is because I don't want to deal with people. And, you know, the like, if you're not boycotting NaNoWriMo, then you condone the abuse of minors people. Because I just don't think I don't think it's true. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm actually doing. I don't know if this video was actually helpful, but I did feel it was sort of warranted because I usually have a lot of videos this time of year, and as of right now, not planning to have any question mark. I don't know. I mean, I would like to because I love NaNoWriMo, but also I don't know. So, yeah. This culmination of all of that is that I don't really have a plan for November. But I felt like I should probably address it. So there you go. I don't know that that addressed anything, but you know, there's my thoughts, I guess. Wasn't this such a fun video? Aren't you so glad we made this video? This was not fun. Okay, this was not fun at all. I did not enjoy this. It's fine though. I don't know. I don't know how to make it clear that, like, last November I was crying with the kids and the people who were frustrated that the kids weren't being helped or taken seriously, right? Like, I was feeling that deeply and personally. I'm like, gosh, I have been there, you guys. I feel you. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I felt at the time, I mean, I haven't gone back and looked at things now, but at the time last year, I did find the board's response to be satisfactory for me. So, yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling about this. But, there you go. Yay. Gosh, this is going to be such a grand return to YouTube. I haven't been consistently posting since summer. Even during the summer, I don't even know when I was last consistently posting. But it's been a dry spell, and then now you're going to get this, and I'm so sorry. This is fine. Everything is fine. Cool. Yay. You know, it actually kind of felt better to get some of that off my chest and not just swirling around inside my head. Still don't really know what I'm going to do moving forward, but I feel less of the negativity inside of myself, so that's positive.